Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Welcome to this morning's Srimad Bhagavatam class, which is a recording of a class given by Srila Prabhupada. It's in Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, chapter 8, which is involving the prayers by Queen Kunti. And this morning we're doing text 34. So without further ado, we'll start the class. Hare Krishna.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Para Avataranaya Anye Bhuvo Nava Ivo Iva Udado Sidantya Puri Parena Jato Hi Atma Bhuva Artitaha Bharavataranayaanye Bhuvo Nava Ivo Dadho Sidantya Puri Parena Jato Hyatma Bhuvartitaha Bharavataranayaanye Bhuvo Nava Ivo Dadho Sidantya Puri Parena Jato Hyatma Bhuvartitaha Bharavataranayaanye Bhuvo Nava Ivo Dadho Sidantya Puri Parena Jato Hyatma Bhuvartitaha Bharavatarnaya. Just to reduce the burden to the world. Anye, others, Puvaha, of the world, Navaha, boat, Eva, like that, Udato, on the sea, Sidantyaha, aggrieved, Puri, extremely, Bharena, by the burden, Jataha, you are born, he, for, Atma Bhuva, Brahma, Artitaha, being prayed for. Translation. Others say that the world, being overburdened like a boat at sea, is much aggrieved, and that Brahma, who is your son, prayed for you, and so you have appeared to diminish the trouble.
So, Kunti Devi is describing different statements of different persons why Krishna appeared. Somebody says that he appeared on the request of Devaki and Vasudeva. Somebody says he appeared on the request of Brahma. So, there is Bhubhara. Bhubhara, it is a Bharavataranaaya Anne Bhuva. Nava Ivo Dadho. Bhubhar, this world becomes overburdened. Overburdened. As soon as it becomes overburdened, there must be a war, pestilence, famine, epidemic, and finish. This is natural. Overburdened. Nature's law. This is called, in economic there is some law. So, why the world becomes overburdened? The earth planet, not only earth planet, there are many millions of other planets also. They are bearing big, big mountains, big, big ocean. Why it becomes overburdened? Yes. First of all, we have to consider how this planet is floating in the air. It is floating in the air, as it is stated in the Bhagavad Gita, Gamavishya, because Krishna enters within this. Krishna, just like he enters within the atom. So, he is the spirit, Supreme Spirit. So, because the Supreme Spirit is within, therefore it is floating, not that weightlessness. The weight is there, very heavy weight. Just like you can test, this body will float in the water so long you are living. As soon as this spirit soul goes, then immediately the body goes down. The law of gravity acts, the so-called law of gravity. This is an example. A child, so long it is living, you can take in one hand. But as soon as the child is dead, it becomes heavier. That is natural. So everything is lighter. As soon as it is spiritually advanced, or there is spirit, Similarly, when we will be spiritually advanced, then there will be no impediment. Now we cannot fly in the air, but when you are free from this body, your spirit soul, within a second you can go to the Vaikuntha Loka. It is so light. Within a second. Takta deham punarjanma naiti mameti. So the conclusion is, when the world becomes overloaded with the demons, non-devotees, it becomes disturbed. The Mother Earth feels load, very much load. So at that time, Krishna comes. Therefore it is said, Bhara avataranaya, just to unload. And Bhara avataranaya anne, somebody says, Navo bodhadho. Just like if a sea or boat is overloaded, it is very dangerous. It can be drowned at any moment. So Sidantya Bhuribharena, so Mother Earth was overloaded and she approached Brahma on account of overloading of these demons. She was feeling too much uncomfortable, and Brahma is the chief living being within this universe. So when there is need, others approaches Brahma and Brahma approaches Vishnu to reduce the overburden, and then he takes his incarnation, and that is stated in the Bhagavad Gita, Jada jada hi dharmasya glani bhavati bharata abhuthanam adharmasya. Abhuthanam adharmasya, when the principles of religiosity becomes increased, at that time I appear, Krishna says. Just like take for example, when there are too much criminals in the state, unlawful, lawlessness, the state becomes overburdened, disturbed, overburdened. At that time the administrators are puzzled what to do. Similarly, when the world is overburdened by atheists, demons, non-believers, the world becomes overburdened. Otherwise, things will go on nicely. Just like in the state, if people abide by the laws nicely, then it is very easy to administer. Things are going on very nicely. But if people become criminals, it becomes an overburden to the state administrators. So such thing happens because this is material world, and the demons and the demigods, they are always there, existing. But when the demonic power becomes increased, then the world becomes overburdened. Sidantya bhuribharena jata hi atma bhuvarthita. Atma bhu. Atma bhu is Brahma's name. He is directly born of the Supreme Soul, Vishnu. He is not born as usually we do from the womb of mother. So Brahma was born from the navel of Garbhodakshai Vishnu. Therefore his another name is Atma Bhu. Swayambhu, Swayambhu. These are different names of Brahma. Swayambhu, Narada, Sambhu. These are the Brahma is one of the authorities. He is also mentioned in the list of authorities. Dadas Mahajan, 12 authorities. Sambhu, Narada, Sambhu, Kapila, Mano, Prahlada, Janaka, Bhishma, Bali, Vaiyasaki, Bayam. We have to follow the Mahajan, great authorities. If we want to be in knowledge of everything, then the Vedic instruction is that tad vijnanatham sa gurumeva vigachet. One has to approach Guru. So, Guru means authority. So there are original Guru is Krishna, as Krishna is teaching to Arjuna. Similarly, he also taught Brahma. Teni Brahma Rida Adikavai. That is the statement in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Janmadasya jataha annayat itaratascha artheshu avijñā sarat. That should be the subject matter of research work. Where is the original source of creation? Janmadasya jataha. From where Janma, Sthiti and Pralaya is taking place. That we have got experience. Janma, we have taken our birth at a certain date. This body is born. This sthiti, we stay. This body will run on for some years, 10 years, 20 years, 50 years, according to the body. Then it will be finished. So where from this body came, and where, after finishing, where it goes. There are so many scientific laws, conservation of energy. So, who is that? Conservation or the source of energy? That is stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Janmadasya jataha. There is source. It is not blind, just like this rascal thing, it has come out of nothing. How something can come out of nothing? There is no proof. But they claim like that. Therefore they are blind. No. Bhagavad says, Janmadasya jataha annayat itaratascha artheshu avijñā. The original source from whom everything has come and in whom everything is existing and within whom everything will enter. Jato va imani bhutani jayanti. These are the Vedic instructions. So, what is the nature of that thing? Where from things are coming, emanating, things are existing, and again, after being finished, it is entering. Prakriting janti mamikam. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, the Prakriti enters into me. So they do not know. So what is that source? Therefore Bhagavad says that supreme source is Janmadasya jata annayat itaratascha artheshu avijñā. Avijñā means completely conscious. Go means knowledge. So abhi means specifically go, not like ours, knowledge. We do not know, we have no sufficient knowledge where from I have come, where I shall go after death, that we do not know. Therefore we are not abhigya. But the Supreme Source is abhigya. He is not a stone, void. No. How it can be? Such a nice creation, everyone can appreciate this created cosmic manifestation, how it is nicely working. The sun is rising exactly in time, without any deviation, even 1/10,000th part of a second. The moon is rising, the seasons are changing, in the season the fruits and flowers coming. So in this way, the whole cosmic manifestation is going on very orderly, systematically. Everyone can understand that. So unless there is some abhigya, very clever brain who knows everything, how it is created. That they say that it has come out of nothing. What is this nonsense? Can such thing come out of nothing? Is that very good reasoning? No. Bhagavad says, no, it is coming from the person who is abhigya, very experienced. And that abhigya, tene, janmadasya jata annayat itaratascha artheshu, abhigya tene. Tene means he broadcasted knowledge. To whom? Adikavai, the original creature. The Brahma is the original creature. Therefore, he has got contact with the original source. He has got the original source. How he receives knowledge? Because we have got understanding that we get knowledge from another person when we are face to face. But Brahma was alone. How he got the knowledge? That is explained in the Bhagavatam. Tene Brahma Rida. Rida means through the heart. Because the Supreme Person, Paramatma, is also within the heart. So although Brahma was alone, he was getting the knowledge, dictation from the Supreme. Premi, Teni Brahma. Brahma means knowledge. Brahma means Ved. The Vedic knowledge was given to him first. Tene Brahma Rida. The Vedic knowledge is given to everyone because Krishna is in everyone's heart. Sarvasya chahang hridi sannivishta. He is sitting in everyone's heart. But one must be qualified to receive the knowledge. Krishna is helping us from within. He is giving us knowledge. From within, without also. So without his spiritual master, and within his super soul, Chaitya Guru. In this way, we are getting knowledge. So Brahma is getting knowledge from Krishna, and Brahma is distributing Vedic knowledge. Therefore, he is authority. We belong to the Brahma Sampradaya. This Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Sampradaya, there are 4 Sampradayas. One from Brahma, one from Sri Shiva, and one from Kumara, Kapila, Mani. So there are 4 Vaishnava Sampradayas. So we have to approach the authoritative representative of Brahma, Krishna, then we can get the real knowledge. Therefore, this earth personified approach Brahma, Bhuvartita, Jato. So Brahma prayed to the Supreme Personality of Godhead that this is the position of the world. So it is now overburdened with demons. So Krishna comes, yada yada hi dharmasya glani bhavati, abhuttanam adharmasya tada atmanam srijamaham. He appears. This is the process. So somebody says Krishna appeared on the request of Brahma when he prayed for his appearance on account of overburdened weight of the world. So Krishna came, and you have seen our Krishna book, how much he is engaged in killing the demons. In killing the demons. So Krishna says that I come down paritrana sadhuna vinasaya, to kill the demons. So killing business is there. Krishna, although he is killing and protecting the same thing because he is absolute, but the killing business is there. Therefore Krishna has, the Narayan has got 2 hands, club and disc. That is for killing the demons. And 2 hands, conch shell and lotus flower. That is for the devotees. The devotees are protected. Kontiya pratijanihi nami bhakta pranasati. Krishna is bugling with his conch shell that my devotees will not be vanquished. And the lotus flower is the symbol of blessing. It is in the hands of Lakshmiji also sometimes blessing. So somebody says that Krishna appeared for this purpose, somebody says Krishna appeared for his purpose, but the real conclusion is that Krishna appeared for his own pleasure, for his not being bound by any cause. Krishna is fully independent. Just like we take our birth being bound by the cause of our karma, Krishna does not come being bound up by somebody's request or by his karma. He comes out of his free will. Atma Maya, it is said Atma Maya. He is not compelled by any other's Maya. Just like we are compelled by the energy of Krishna, external energy, this material energy, we are compelled to take birth. Krishna does not take birth in such condition. Atma Maya, not by the... because Maya is under the control of Krishna. So how Maya can control Krishna? One who thinks that Krishna is also like us, controlled by Maya, they are called murhas. Apajananti maga mura manasim tanumasita. Read the purport little.
Brahma, or the first living being, born just after the creation, is the direct son of Narayana. Narayana as Garbhodakashayi Vishnu, first of all entered the material universe. Without spiritual contact, matter cannot create.
This is the beginning of creation. Those who are finding out the original cause of material creation, they should know this fact that creation takes place when there is spirit soul. That means living. The matter is not created, matter is created by the spirit soul. Not the soul is created by matter. This is Rascal theory. That this living condition, living force, living energy which we have got, it is created by material condition. This is Buddhist theory. At the present moment, the whole world is going on this Buddhist theory, that under certain condition, the matter develops living force. No, that is not. Actually, the fact is, upon the living force, matter increases. That we can understand very easily. Apart from our knowledge within the womb of the mother, how the body develops, we can see if a child is born, he grows, his body develops. But if the child is born dead, no spirit soul, it will not develop. Everyone knows that. Therefore, the spirit is the basis of development of matter. Not that by development of matter spirit grows. No, that's not fact. This is, everyone knows, why a dead child does not grow. Because the spirit is not there. A tree grows for so long, there is life in it. A small seed of banyan tree, you sow in the soil and pour water favorably, then it grows because the spirit soul is there. But if somehow or other, take for example, you take one grain and fry it in the fire, if you sow it, it will not grow. Because the spirit soul is not there. Therefore, they are searching after what is the original cause of creation. The original cause of creation is the spirit soul. As everything is growing, matter is growing, developing, on account of the spirit soul, similarly, the whole universe is growing on account of presence of Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. Creation. What?
This principle was followed from the very beginning of the creation. The Supreme Spirit entered the universe, and the first living being, Brahma, was born on a lotus flower grown out of the transcendental abdomen of Vishnu.
Now, just like sometimes we see, take for example Brahma, he grew from the lotus flower. So one can say this lotus flower is matter. No, the lotus flower has grown from the navel of Vishnu. The original cause is Vishnu. If you take the lotus flower as matter, then it has also grown from the spirit. This is the beginning. The spirit soul is the basis of creation. What is the difficulty to understand? We can see practically. Unless there is spirit soul, there cannot be. Just like this body, your body, my body, even elephant's body, it has grown. It has grown because the spirit soul is there. As soon as the spirit soul is not there, there will be no more growth. No more growth, and the body will be heavy. Due to the spirit soul within the body is light. You can make an experiment. You just have a weight of a dead body and of a living body, you will find difference. What is the difference? What is our scientist? Huh?
The difference is in the living body, the spirit soul.
Huh?
In the body, there's no spirit soul.
No, you find it the difference that the dead body is more weight?
Yes.
Why? Why? Because the spirit soul is not there. These are experimented even by the scientists. So this world is floating in the air because the spirit soul is within it. Therefore it is floating. That is explained in the Bhagavad Gita. Gama Vishya. I enter and dharayami aham ojasa. So as soon as the spirit soul will be off, everything will be destroyed. The destruction of this cosmic manifestation is like that. Go on.
Vishnu is therefore known as Padmanabha. Brahma is known as Atmabhu because he was begotten directly from the Father without any contact of Mother Lakshmi Ji. Lakshmi Ji was present just before Narayana, engaged in the service of the Lord, and still, without contact with Lakshmi Ji, Narayana begot Brahma.
This is all powerful. Krishna is omnipotent. When we want to beget a child, we require the help of a wife. I cannot beget a child alone. Of course, there are some instances. Generally, it is not possible. But Krishna, Lord Vishnu, produced Brahma without taking the help of his wife, Lakshmi. She was present there. And that is called omnipotency. He is not dependent on anything. That is all powerful. Try to understand. We say God is omnipotent. Here is the instance of omnipotency. That if I want to beget a child, I must marry a wife. But Krishna, Vishnu, even in the presence of wife, without taking her help, he produced Brahma. This is omnipotence. God?
That is the omnipotency of the Lord. One who foolishly considers Narayana like other living beings should take a lesson from this.
Yes. Therefore, in this Shastra, it is forbidden that don't compare with Narayana. Don't be on equal footing with Narayana. It is not possible. But the rascals, big Swamis, they are exclaiming that Daridra Narayana. Narayana has become Daridra. Manufactured word. Where is this word, Daridra Narayana, in the Shastras? But they have manufactured. That Narayana has become Daridra and he has come to my door to beg. Narayana is the master of Lakshmi, Sahasrasata Lakshmi, and he has now become Daridra, poverty-stricken. These foolish things are going on. Therefore Shastra says, Jastu Narayanam Devam Brahmadi Brahma Rudrati Daivati Samattena Vikheta Sa Pashandi Bhavedhruvam. These rascals says the Narayan, Brahma, Shiva, and all other so many demigods, I, you, everything is equal, all the same, the level. This is rascaldom. Narayana is asamardha. Nobody can be equal or greater than him. Just like Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Matta parataram nanyat. There is no more superior thing above me. Neither equal to him. Asama urdha. Asama means no equal and no urdha. Everyone is down. That is the position. Aham sarvasya prabhava mattas sarvang pravartate. So, these are all foolish theories that with Narayan everyone can be equal. The lack of knowledge, poor fund of knowledge, that is not. Therefore Shastra has forbidden, don't do this. Don't equalize anyone, even Brahma and Rudra. Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra, Lord Shiva, they are actually sitting on the same platform. Still, Vishnu is the supreme. Nobody should equalize Brahma, Rudra even. What to speak of others? So if one does so, Jastu Narayanam Devam Brahma Rudradis Daivati Samatina Vikhata equalize Sapasandi. This is the meaning of Pasandi. Pasandi means non-believer, atheist, demon. That is called Pasandi. Go on.
Narayana is not an ordinary living being. He is the personality of Godhead himself, and he has all the potencies of all the senses in all parts of his transcendental body. An ordinary living being begets a child by the intercourse of sex, and he has no other means to beget a child other than the one designed for him.
Yes. Generally take birth from the vagina. But Narayan is all powerful. He begets a child from the navel. This is all powerful, omnipotence. Why? Why it is so happened? That is Narayan. Every part of the body has got every potence. That is explained in the Brahma Samhita. Angani jasya sakalendriya vittimanti. Angani, the different parts of that is spiritual body. The different parts of the body of Krishna or Narayan has got all the potencies. Just like I can see with my eyes, but Krishna can eat also with his eyes. The foolish rascal people will say that you are offering Krishna foodstuff, but where he has eaten? It is lying there. He has not eaten. He does not know, the rascal, that Krishna by seeing can eat also. Angani jasya sakalindriya vittimanti pashyanti pahanti kalayanti. Just like the washerman who refused to supply cloth in Mathura, Krishna immediately cut his head with his hand. You know this story. So how it is possible to cut one's head with the hand? That is called omnipotence. Read little more.
But Narayana, being omnipotent, is not bound to any condition of energy. He is complete and independent to do anything and everything by his various
That
potencies.
is explained in the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam. Avijñā sarat. Sarat. Sarat means he is not dependent on anyone. He is self-sufficient. Everything. That is God. Nowadays there are so many incarnations of God. But as soon as there is some toothache, immediately, oh, doctor, give me, save me. Save me. You know, you are God, you save yourself, welcome to doctor. So these rascals are going on. So it is very difficult to preach Krishna consciousness. The whole world is overburdened by these rascals and demons. So atom bomb is waiting for them. Yes, it will be finished. All the demons will be finished. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. It's a wonderful lecture also. So much towards the end describing the omnipotency of the Supreme Personality of Godhead with examples like how Brahma was born without Lakshmi. We have wife and husband interacting sexually for the wife to give a child, but the Lord does not need to go like that. Lakshmi was there still. Brahma was born from the lotus flower from the navel of Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. Hare Krishna. So this is the time to unmute yourself and ask questions or connect dots, things that connect to things that you already know of. You can express that here, or you can also share some realizations that came from this lecture that may be striking to you. This is a time, this lecture, Srila Prabhupada commented on purport that he had Pradumna Prabhu read it, which is very nice. That describes the omnipotency of the Supreme Personality of Godhead with several examples. Okay, so dear devotees, if you want to be part of this, please unmute yourself. Part of the discussion, that is. Hare Krishna. So anyone?
Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisance, August Srila Prabhupada.
Aye, go Srila Prabhupada.
I was remembering how in Sri Upanishad, it actually very nicely explained how Krishna uses different parts of his body for different things, you know. And as Sri Prabhupada was speaking about this class, this verse, I was also appreciating how important Sri Prabhupada is stressing in many of his other lectures to study his books scrutinizingly, because Sri Upanishad is a very small book, but very deep, you know, in the sense that we just cannot read and understand and take it for face value. We really have to have faith, you know, and believe that Krishna can use anything, any part of his body to do. Like when, you know, I was listening to a class 3-4 years ago, how Krishna, you know, we use our hands to eat, but Krishna uses his feet to eat. Like he can do anything he wants. So that was reminding me how, you know, when Sri Prabhupada was mentioning about Krishna, how, you know, this is addressed in Sri Upanishad, that Krishna is the complete absolute truth, and the absolute truth can do anything that we simple human beings cannot do. And we should never think that Krishna is human, you know, that he came in a human body like ours, like, you know, that he's just, you know, a normal common man, a commoner, but he's the absolute truth. And he has a higher purpose in all of his, you know, appearances. Hare Krishna.
Right, thank you for a very nice comment about the potency of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The understanding that's very, very, very important. Otherwise, people begin to compare things that he does in his pastimes and look at them like it's, you know, material at a material level. And of course, if you do that, that's an offense. Bhakti Mama Vijayanati. Only through devotional service, you get to know him. Janma Karma Chamedi Vyam. My birth and my activities are all at the divine level. So that is Krishna. Self-sufficient. Abhigya Swarat. That is Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 1, Text 1. That's the very first verse text in the Srimad Bhagavatam, which Srila Prabhupada is quoting this from. He's self-sufficient. He's everything. So that's why towards the end he's saying some people are trying to say they are incarnation of God, but when they get a toothache, then they go to a dentist. Oh, please save me, save me. If you're God, how can you say, how can you not be able to save yourself? So then, you know, he cuts, as he's preaching, he cuts down the crap that people are beginning to believe also. And there are people that say, yeah, I'm an incarnation of this. If you go to YouTube, all kinds of stuff is there. And it's just, we have to not only read Srila Prabhupada's books, but stay with Srila Prabhupada's books. Srila Prabhupada's books are special in that when you're reading Srila Prabhupada's books, you're reading from Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj. You're reading from Bhaktivinoda Thakur. You're reading from Srimad Swami, Siddhar Swami. You're reading from Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, because he took all of the books and the comments with him, read for each particular thing that he was going to talk about in his purpose. He read from there first, had an understanding of it, and then put it in very simple words so that we could understand it. So basically, when you're reading Srila Prabhupada's purport, you're reading from all of these acharyas in our line who have, in fact, put their realizations on paper. Srila Prabhupada has given us that special favor of doing the research for us by getting all of these different references from the Parampara and putting them in one set of books. There are 84 of them, and he actually forewent sleep, did very little sleeping. And even though he was trying to develop the society, he was also writing these books and encouraging them to get printed, encouraging the devotees to get them printed and distributed. And to this day, the whole world is benefiting from it. 500,000 plus books, 500 million plus books have been distributed. And every day more books are going out all around the world. This is the great benefit that Srila Prabhupada has afforded us. Great mercy. Anyone else that would like to comment? I had a few realizations that I put down. Of course, since Prabhupada started with some reasons for appearance of Krishna from some people, different reasons, but in the end, he actually talked about the reasons through Lord Brahma going to Lord Vishnu, because the earth personified went to him, to Lord Brahma, to complain about overburdenment. He talked about it so much. First, if the earth gets overburdened, and for that matter, any planet, if the demons cause problems, then there's war, there's famine, there's pestilence. See, so then we talk about things that are happening. We see about things that are happening. We see things that are happening around the world, and we say, oh, this person is like this group is like this nation is like this, and that's why they're fighting. Why in the world? Why they, live and let live? Why all of these problems? Why so much ego causing wars? But actually, at the base of all of this is the real truth about the earth itself being overburdened. So Prabhupada says it's overburdened. This is how relief comes to earth. Then war, famine, pestilence, those things occur. Sometimes pestilence comes and it's not caused by someone. It just happens. And pestilence usually is from bugs, different kinds of insects that do things to the earth. Then he went into another important point about the planets floating because Krishna, as Vishnu enters, then he gave an example about the body being lighter when the soul is in it. And when the spirit, that soul comes out of it, it becomes heavier. Even for human beings, that is true, which means the person is lighter because the soul is there. And when the soul comes out, then it's a dead weight, then it's actually heavier. You'll also give an example, which is quite intriguing to me, as one of the take-homes that I was very happy to hear about, my take-home, that the soul coming out of the body can easily attain Vaikuntha if they want to go within a second. Within a second, I mean, it's less than a second. The soul can go to Vaikuntha, but look at these heavy bodies that we have. Some people can't even jump 1 foot off the earth. But when the soul is released, it can actually go to, and for that matter, even the subtle body with the senses also can go to different places. It's lighter then. But when the soul comes out, it can in fact go to any place that it wants to go. So Srila Prabhupada explains that the earth is overburdened due to demonic activity. And if there's demonic activity, then there should be some sort of relief. Mm. In other places, Srila Prabhupada had mentioned who Lord Brahma was. Mm. Atmabu, Swayambhu, those are names of Lord Brahma. Mm. To get knowledge, one has to approach Guru to be in knowledge. Whereas the original source of creation, that should be the subject for research. The original source. Where did this body come from? Where does it go? Hmm? These blind scientists, the Papa said, they say matter came from nothing. But we don't have any experience of something coming from nothing. Hmm? Srila Prabhupada says that in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says everything comes from me, hmm? and everything enters into me. And we know that from Karanodakshaya Vishnu or Mahavishnu. The universes go into the pores of Mahavishnu into his body when he breathes in. When he breathes out, then the universes come from his pores. That's what it's explained in the Shastra. So the cosmic manifestation, you know how it's working, the sun coming out, everything, and then the seasons coming in the order. It has to come from Abhigya, a personality who is completely conscious is the one that can put together, or highest intelligence can put together something like that and have it work so efficiently. Mm. And of course, there was description about Brahma, also how he got knowledge from Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, how he got it through the heart, Shridi. Mm. So Krishna still helps us from within as Paramatma and from outside as a spiritual master. So what happened was the earth personified approached Brahma, and Brahma went to Lord Vishnu, and then Vishnu promised to come, and Krishna came to kill the demons. And Srila Prabhupada describes the four-handed Narayan also. Narayan has two hands holding a club and a disc. The club and the disc, those are weapons. That's for killing demons. And then the other two hands holding a lotus flower and conch shell, and that is for the devotees. Mm. So Krishna didn't come by the way we are controlled by material nature, the way we come out. But Krishna is Atma Maya. Mm. He comes by his own will. Mm. So another point is that without spiritual contact, matter cannot be created. Mm. A child is born, it would grow, not because the soul is there, but when the child is dead, it does not grow. So the presence of the spirit soul is what causes growth. Even though we see that it is the matter that's expanding, the different cells are forming, and then the person is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, from a child to a boy to a grown up, teenager, grown up, and so on. But it's because of the presence of the spirit soul. And if that particular individual also produces another child, again, it's another soul that causes that child to grow in the womb and then also come out, and keep growing even outside of the womb. So the universe, just like a child or a living entity having a soul inside of it, makes it that living entity alive. Same thing with the universe. It's also affected by the presence of Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. So the world is floating because of the Supreme Soul. So anyway, people are equating God to others because of the poor funded knowledge. And he said they are pasandi, they are demons. Narayan is not an ordinary living being. He has all the potencies. And there's also flexibility in the different potencies. That one sense can do the work for another sense. So people offer boga to the Lord, and then after a while they take the boga as Mahaprasad, and they say, well, it's still there. The Lord can eat with his eyes, even his skin, his ears. Any sense can do the work of other senses. That's the Lord. Mm. And therefore, if he leaves it there, it does not mean he hasn't eaten. In fact, there is a pastime of Raghunath Das Goswami when he was little, and his parents were leaving to go somewhere. And normally, the father is the one that actually offers the boga to their deity. But they taught Raghunath Das Goswami what to do when he was little. And then they left, and Raghunath Das Goswami took the boga and then offered it to the Lord. And then when he finished, he said, "Please, Lord, please eat." The boga was still there, and Raghunath Das Goswami, as a little boy, became very concerned. And he started praying and begging and crying to the Lord, "Please eat, please eat. You have to eat because we've offered this to you." So then the Lord ate, and the parents returned. And when they returned, and the father asked, "Where's the Mahaprasad? What you offer?" Raghunath Das Goswami says that the Lord ate it. The father goes, "What? The Lord ate it?" But in a sense, something inside of him, the father's own intelligence prompted him. My child does not lie. I don't know him to lie. But now he said this, which is kind of different from our own experience. So what he did was he said, all right, at another time, I'll give Boga again to Raghunath Das Goswami, my child, to offer. So he did the same thing. Another time, had the Boga, gave it to Raghunath Das Goswami, and told him that he would be leaving to offer to the Lord. But he didn't leave. He went and hid himself so he could see what would happen. Raghunath Das Goswami, as a little boy, again took the food stuff, offered it to the deity according to the way the father had taught him. And in the end, he said, again, the Lord was just there in front of him. Raghunath Das Goswami started praying and crying again, "Please eat, please eat, please eat." In the meantime, his father is watching this whole thing now in the place where he's hidden. And the deity ate, but this time he ate some of it and left some of it deliberately. Raghunath Das Goswami took the plate, but his father had seen what had happened. So he knew, that if the deity, the point of it is if the deity wants to actually consume what's offered to consume it for the physical part to do also, he'll do it. But it's for his mercy to give us a chance to have Mahaprasad that he eats in a different way. But his senses can actually do the senses of other things, therefore, other activities. Therefore, when we offer and when we finish and the offering is still there as we can see and offer, it is the Lord's mercy. But he has already really eaten what we offer. So much now, the Lord is completely independent, Swarat. So finally, Srila Prabhupada says, the world is overburdened. You may have heard people say that the world the population is too much. No, it's not the population that's too much. It's too many demons causing problems here. And that's why Srila Prabhupada ended by saying, they prepare the atomic bombs waiting for them. In fact, he said sometime back that the bombs, he said this way, quoting directly, "I throw at you and you throw at me," which means those countries that have bombs, they will be throwing at each other and everything will be finished. It will be finished. All the demons will be finished. This is how he ended it. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Are there any other comments? Anyone wants to ask a question? It's totally up to you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yeah.
Please accept my humble obeisances. All
Oh,
glories
good, Srila Prabhupada jai.
devotees. When you were talking about when Prabhupada talks about why Krishna comes to this world, he says that the demoniac qualities of the people or principles are on the rise, and the divine qualities are on the decline. So he comes here to relieve the divinity, like more like and then he also mentions that we can be very light, or like, and that was a nice reminder for me that I can be so light that I can be like transported to spiritual world in 1 second. Uh, so that heaviness is just because of my ego and all the other anarthas and addictions for mobile and this other things around me. So it was very nice reminder that I need to work on all those uh, addictions and anarthas to get rid of those, so can be lighter and get transferred to the spiritual world.
Hare Krishna. Well, I speak for all of us. We all need to work on our nattas, the unwanted desires. The purification process is extremely important. You have to be purified to go back to Godhead, or almost purified to get the mercy to go back to Godhead. And how do we do that? Well, we've been told what to do. We just have to put in the effort to do it because it's not like materialists the way they live their lives. We live lives very, very different from when we get up, even the time that we get up. We get up early in the morning during the Brahma Muhurta time. Mm-hmm. There are people that get up, if they get up early, it's because they have to go to work or something that they have to do, which is material. You don't consider giving that early morning time to the Lord. But devotees do that. Mm-hmm. And it is important, by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, to also have a time set aside to do at least hour and a half, 16 rounds of japa, mentioning, in great concentration as much as we can, the Lord's name and Srimati Radharani's name, asking them to bless us with an opportunity to do service for them. The Hare Krishna mantra, very simple for this Kali Yuga. All the other ages to get spiritual credits is not easy. Elaborate deity worship, elaborate sacrifices, long periods of meditation with great focus. Those can't be done so easily in this Kali Yuga. But the mantra is very simple that even a 2-year-old can recite the mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Any other comments before we close?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisance.
Mine.
Prabhupada.
God, Prabhupada.
Before I make a comment, Prabhuji, I wanted to thank you for a comment that you made while talking. How we need to stick to Srila Prabhupada's books, if we want to read from our past acharyas and things like that, that's all nice, but that knowledge is there within Prabhupada's books. And it's funny you said that because it just made me reflect immediately, because last night, Gurudev recommended I read work by Vishnavari Chakravarti Thakur. So I'm reading Madhya Kadambini right now, and literally like right in the introduction of the book, Banu Maharaj does the translation for it. And within that introduction, Manu Maharaj pretty much lays out exactly what you said. Here's Madhurya Kadambini, here's work by Srila Vishnavari Chakravarti Thakur, but his request is, please take this knowledge and apply it to becoming an even better student of Srila Prabhupada. Apply it to reading his books with even more rapt attention. So wanted to thank you for that. But Prabhuji, one wonderful lecture by His Divine Grace, and I apologize because I'm on my way to work right now, back to the office. But just wanted to make a point that Prabhupada made. Talking about how Krishna comes down to deliver the miscreants and reestablish dharma, and that's repetitively beaten into our head. But then at the same time, Krishna's real reason for coming is just to come and enjoy and see. And I was thinking, Prabhuji, how that childlike wonder of let me go and see, how that ties back to how earlier in Prabhupada's lecture he was talking about how Krishna is also the most experienced. So Prabhuji, I just wanted to get your insight on that. Why does Krishna always think to himself, oh, let me go and see my devotees, when he's already experienced all of it?
Krishna is constantly relating to his devotees in love, and the devotees are loving and serving him also. That relation is going on everywhere. Wherever there are devotees, Krishna will be in touch with them. So it goes on in Goloka Vrindavan, it goes on in the Vaikuntha planets, and it goes on in the material world because there are devotees in all those places. And the Lord the Lord relates to them in love. When even our conditioned state that we're in, but because we've turned our attention to Krishna and trying to learn how to give our hearts to Krishna, he will relate to us also. And by the way, very important point that we need to hopefully remember and know if we don't know is that Krishna has a special relationship with every single living entity, everyone, so has a special relationship with the Lord. It may be in different categories: neutrality, servitorship, friendship, parental, conjugal. Those are the general classes, the broad classes of relationships that are there. There's more than that, but 5 main ones. But within that, whatever relationship that we're having with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is not exactly the same as his relationship with someone else. No, there are differences. There are differences. Even though they may be in the same category. In other words, he's relating to cowherd boys, but he doesn't relate to every cowherd boy the same way. No. So there's special relationships like that. And so everywhere the devotees are, if they call on him, he will be there. He will be there one way or the other to relate to. So he will come to the material world for the same reason, because there are devotees here. So Prabhupada has explained, he doesn't really need to be killing demons by his by his presence. The Lord is not physical, even though he owns the material energy, but he is Supreme Spirit. He doesn't have to be actually present, not for demons. Any of his energies, even the weather, he can actually annihilate demons. As now, they have actually, from want of power, the demons have come up with atomic bombs, and more devastating bombs are being developed and all of that. But the Papa says at the end, it'll be on them. They'll turn against each other with it. So why should Krishna come to do that when they already have used their minds to make the atomic bombs just for themselves? Not what they wanted. Everyone wanted to be the most powerful, but in the end, they put themselves, and they're very well aware that one goes off, that's the end of it. But the soul cannot be killed by any kind of weapon, including the atomic bomb. And so Krishna will decide what happens to us as his devotees. Once us back in the spiritual world, then that's where we're going to go. We're going to give up the body and go, and the subtle body also. So for us, it doesn't matter. We just have to keep serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But yeah, he comes because of his devotees, and he comes in his own will. The devotees want to see him, so he will do it, every time. Like that. Hare Krishna. Thank you for the question. And
Hare
yeah,
Krishna.
the other
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. And about the books, yes. Yeah. It's Srila Prabhupada has done the research, for us. They are the books, they're still there by the other members, pure devotees of our parampara, and some books are available. We can read. Some books have been translated to English, so we can see. But if you read your Prabhupada, you get a well-rounded approach to spirituality as a whole. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Hare Krishna. So any other comments before we end? Okay. So thank you, dear devotees, for coming in. You do yourself and all of us a big favor by coming in and having the program going on, and every time getting educated and getting to know. The important thing is to apply it in our lives. The knowledge has to be applied. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpataru visya kripa sindhu evacha. Titanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Jai
Hare
Prabhupada.
Krishna, go Srila Prabhupada. Jai.